9-to-5 jobs are an enigma.
Son of a biscuit eater.
Appreciate you for tuning back in. So what I meant by that, the opening statement, 9-to-5s are an enigma. A lot of people, especially those in entry level, don't even understand 9-to-5, the 9-to-5 structure.
Feed the fish.
So in this video, we're gonna be going over how 9-to-5s even became a thing, a little bit of history, and hopefully you get value out of this. Thank you. Stay tuned. So the Industrial Revolution, what was that? So vital to our history, especially in the United States of America. Somewhere after World War II, this is when the Industrial Revolution, for us, particularly in the US, began to boom. This is also around the time later during the Industrial Revolution where the baby boom took place. But the Industrial Revolution, simply put, in modern history, was the process of change from an agrarian and handicraft economy to one dominated by industry and machine manufacturing. These technological changes introduced novel ways of working and living and fundamentally transformed society. Back again. Can't even read my own writing. Sad. So think on this. Many of y'all watched my video on the pros and cons of 9-to-5s. If you haven't, I'm gonna put it somewhere up here. How is being paid for the time I work more logical than being paid based on the results I produce? So let's think about this, you guys. And I even argued this recently. So you're telling me, hurry up, you got a quota to reach in a certain amount of time during my shift after I punch in. Let's say I get done with that quicker than expected. And they have no more work for me to do. They send me home. An 8-hour shift, I put in 5 hours. So if I do the math, less money. How does that make sense? But then the person who's slow, who doesn't even finish their job by the 8 hours, could even be allowed to get overtime.
Son of a biscuit eater.
To finish the job that they did finish.
Come on!
How does that make sense? Moving on. Okay, maybe this way. So this is something interesting when I did my research. You know about lawyers, right? Lawyers get that bank, right? Around the time of, let's say, the 1950s, lawyers start to complain, looking across where they thought the side was greener. The doctors, who were making more money than them. So what started to happen was, lawyers began to complain and say, I can't really live off working 3 hours. And they was actually getting paid a set amount. They work all these hours, put all this time in researching the law and seeing how they can help their clients. They wasn't really making the money that they desired. So guess what? This is where the 9-to-5 came from. Getting paid by the hour. The 9-to-5 thing, the billable hours became a norm around the 1970s and so forth, even today. So this is why I stress the word value, my family. They already predetermine your value. Minimum wage. The main question 9-to-5ers should be asking is the value that I'm providing being properly compensated for? So people that do like freelance work and all this, they literally can name their price. And if you can't even meet their price, guess what? You ain't getting the value that they have, that they can present. So think about this. Maybe you can pause the video at this point and really do some self-reflecting. How much are you worth? Make sure you throw a like. Ding! and subscribe. All right then, let's get back to it. Most people will say some type of crazy number like 10 million, 20 million. Don't come up with this number based on ego. Really do some reflection on your skills and what you really can bring to someone, what you really can add to their lives. The work I work to get this $40 should be worth more than 2 crumbs on my plate. So how much can you add to a company? So if you build your skills, if you get experience in some area, you are more valuable. So don't ever let a company try to talk you down. Perfect. Now I understand there's situations where you absolutely have no choice. You need the money right now. But let's say you have an emergency fund or you already have a job and you're looking for another one. Absolutely negotiate your price and make sure you know your numbers. Down in the description below, I got a valuable tool for you. Oh, you will see it. You can either download the app or you can just simply go to the website and moving on. I guess we spoiled because back then they literally worked almost all day or more than that. They literally had no work-life balance. Some of them didn't even complain about it. This generation now, of course, nobody wants to work. Nothing wrong with passive income, but you gotta do something first up front. Many 9-to-5 employees stay stuck in their position. I've wondered, like, why? What made you stay here 15, 20, 25 years? My estimation, my guesstimation was you just got comfortable, you were too afraid to advance yourself. Heck, could have even advanced yourself in the company you work for. You shouldn't be staying a cashier all your life. Lastly, I believe many people go in naive into a 9-to-5 job and stay that way. Man, you better than that. Man, you got so much in you that you don't even know. So we get into this mentality, we get a schedule for our 9-to-5 job. Yes, I know that's scary to deal with. You don't want to lose your job, you don't want to get fired, you don't want to get suspended and lose potential money you can make actively. I don't know of a job, even if it's on the side, where you don't say you want to do that job. Of course, when you apply to the job, you're saying I'm available to do it. Most jobs, like for example Walmart, gives you a chance to change your availability. Let me give you a little my personal experience. When I worked at Walmart, yes, they give you opportunity to change your availability, but then later on, this is what they did. A teaming schedule, which means we're trying to get as much workers collectively at the same block of time as possible to therefore give out more production. Okay? So in other words, if you work from 8 to 5, 10 to 7, 2 to 11, instead of having 3 people working 2 to 11 and 2 people working 10 to 7, we need all 5 of them to work 2 to 11. You get my math here, which means you have less control of your time. You have the choice. Let's say you didn't choose the team and schedule. That means they're going to give priority to somebody else who said yes, even though they have less seniority than you. Tell me down low, is that fair? But last but not least, man, 9-to-5 jobs are a mystery. I highly implore you to do your research on the job you're going to work for, the benefits and everything. Check the customer service. Check how the employees treat you. Some Detroiters gonna know this. On the east side of Detroit, on Gratiot near East Grand Boulevard, at that Family Dollar. I'm not trying to speak bad about that Family Dollar, but I don't know at this point if their customer service got better, but it was terrible. It was terrible. So what makes you think I want to work there?